Good morning. This is KELOLAND on the go with all you need to know in news and weather as you start your day. 2 correctional workers are recovering from injuries following an attack at the state penitentiary in Sioux Falls.
Authorities tell us 30-year-old Kyle Jones and 48-year-old Lester Monroe assaulted an officer Thursday morning. When another officer tried to stop the fight, that officer was also assaulted. Attorney General Marty Jackley says both correctional officers went to the hospital with serious injuries and have both been released.
Jones is serving a 50-year sentence for manslaughter. Monroe is serving time for a stolen vehicle and assaulting a correctional officer in the state penitentiary in 2021. Following the incident, Jackley expects to charge the inmates with attempted murder and aggravated assault.
It's a terrifying reminder of the dangers of this week's extreme heat. Authorities in Yankton are investigating after receiving a report of a young child left alone inside a hot car.
Police responded Wednesday night. When they got there, the child was unresponsive and could not be revived. They determined that the child had been left in the vehicle for an extended period of time. Authorities have requested an autopsy.
2 bats at the Great Plains Zoo in Sioux Falls have tested positive for rabies. Zoo staff captured the bats on Sunday. The bats were then sent to a lab at South Dakota State University for testing.
The zoo's veterinarian says the staffers who handled the bats are not in danger because they're routinely vaccinated against rabies and wore proper safety equipment. So far this year, South Dakota has had 10 reported cases of rabid animals. 8 of them involved bats.
Now let's get a check of our forecast with meteorologist Brian Karstens. Saw some rain this morning, Brian.
Yeah, rain has been around from the overnight and lasting here this morning, too. Just a quick update on some rainfall estimates. You can see the batch of rain here, kind of a narrow swath across basically intersecting Sioux Falls. It kind of started out north of Mitchell, kind of moving there into areas of Minor County and McCook County, the northern edges there, and then continuing on its journey south of Laverne and also south of Worthington. So if you're just underneath that batch, 1 to 2 inches of rain in some of those rain gauges, certainly that's helpful after a very hot week of weather. But those numbers are not common across South Dakota, and we kind of thought that might be the case here. We'd have a concentrated area of rain. We did pick up some good moisture north of Rapid City late yesterday too, but again, very localized rainfall. Highs today, 86 in Chamberlain, 85 Brookings, 80 degrees in Sisseton. That's a quick look at weather. The weekend cool down, that's coming up in just a few minutes.
Thank you, Brian. A heads up if you plan to head to the Empire Mall in Sioux Falls. Due to the diverging Diamond Interchange project, the west entrance on 41st Street will be closed starting Monday. Closure is expected to last for a week.
However, access on 41st Street to the east entrance of the mall will open on Monday. Drivers are urged to use caution and slow down while traveling through the construction.
This weekend is the first ever poker run for the Veterans Community Project in Sioux Falls. Check-in is this Saturday at 11 a.m. at J&L Harley-Davidson in Sioux Falls. There will be stops at bars in Beersford, Hudson, Valley Springs, and Rowena.
The last stop will be at Red Rock Bar at 5 p.m. for music, food, and a raffle. All vehicles are welcome to ride in the poker run. The Veterans Community Project is building tiny homes for veterans who are homeless.
Tourists traveling through Mitchell will see much more than just the world's only Corn Palace this weekend as the 130th Corn Palace Festival kicks off. The festival goes until Sunday and features vendors, amusement rides, and concerts like Broadway's Rock of Ages.
The festival is also one of the last times to see the current mural theme before work begins on the 2024 theme, Famous South Dakotans. Digital reporter Gracie Terrell spoke with the director of the Corn Palace about its history. You can read that in the KELOLAND.com original.
Augustana University has introduced its newest mascot, Ace the Augie Doggie. Since late July, the 6-month-old English cream golden retriever has been engaging with students and staff, as well as attending various university and community events.
The Augie Doggie used to be a fixture at Augustana basketball and football games. The idea to bring back the mascot came from the Augustana Hockey Promotional Development and Fan Engagement Subcommittee. That's a look at some of our top stories.
Now let's get one last look at your weather with meteorologist Brian Karstens. Brian?
All right, watching these scattered showers and thunder showers still moving and drifting across southeast KEDOLAND for the most part, drying out though. I don't expect any widespread rain today in most of South Dakota. Still some rain showers though and some moisture in parts of Nebraska. Notice the wind out of the north. One other little comment about the temperature. Sioux Falls still can get close to 90 today. So don't discount the heat. You know, we still have some of that, but it's definitely reduced, and the further reductions are coming. We've got Canadian air opening up, coming down. Temperatures tomorrow morning all the way down in the 50s. That'll feel very comfortable, and we'll set up a really nice Saturday forecast. 77 by 4 p.m. in Sioux Falls. We're still forecasting low 80s, but we'll see if we can maybe adjust those numbers just a little bit downward. Certainly that push of Minnesota air, too, will be pretty nice. We do see in the forecast Saturday night, not a lot of rain, but a couple of hints of that up into North Dakota. And one thing you have to remember, too, as we get into the forecast next week, we're starting the week likely near normal. We've got probably another push of Canadian air Sunday night, so that'll kind of reinforce this whole idea of cooler weather. But next week, you know, right before Labor Day weekend, we're going to start watching some hotter weather. Where's this coming from? Well, interesting to see Canada. Look at that. Saskatchewan, Alberta, there's some big-time heat coming in. Those provinces of Canada. We'll see how that impacts us, but I do have a feeling that will be a factor for Labor Day weekend. We're already starting to formulate some ideas about that. So just kind of keep that in mind. It's been a hot summer at times, so no reason it can't go back to some hotter weather. But we do have a set of days coming up that look pretty good, temperature-wise, upper 70s and low 80s. We could use more rain, though, and we're not likely to see a lot of that. There's a chance we may add something here Sunday night or early Monday. We've left it in there as a 20% chance of rain for Aberdeen during that same time period, and then that reinforces some 70s early next week. But toward the very end of the forecast, I think that merits some attention. We'll be back in the 80s, and I would not be shocked at seeing more 90s. We already have that in our Pier 7-day forecast. Not much rain, too. So, you know, this time of year it tends to dry down. Those grasses are going to go drier and drier, and obviously we'll watch that effect in the Black Hills, where not much rain and highs in the mid-80s to near 90. Check out the latest details on the forecast at KEDOLAND.com.